Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a single player trailer for Battlefield 4 that was released with the Xbox One press conference at E3. It's called Angry Sea. As you can imagine, there's going to be some American-Chinese conflict here. This is an aircraft carrier, an American aircraft carrier, where this bit of the single player campaign takes place. Now if you haven't seen the trailer yet, check the video description, watch the trailer, then come back here and we can talk about some of the cool little tidbits that we're going to see. Right from the start we can see that we are inside the aircraft carrier. It's under assault by the Chinese, and we have got the Sega 12 shotgun, which has got a red dot sight on it and, oddly enough, a flip-up zoom scope. So this sort of thing that looks like a handlebar hanging off the side of the Sega on the side. It's a flip-up sight, and when you flip it up, you will actually get a magnified sight, still using the red dot sight as you're targeting reticle. This is basically just a zoomer. Don't know what it's doing on a Sega 12, but you will see it being used later in the game on a different gun. Now you're going to notice that the visuals look really good. They're definitely stepping up the lighting effects, the particle effects, all this sort of stuff for the single player campaign. It'll be interesting to see how dense this stuff is in multiplayer, because obviously frame rate is a pretty big concern in multiplayer, not as big of a concern in single player. But I mean, this scene right here where the carrier is just splitting in half is crazy. They're definitely trying to take on the Call of Duty single player experience in terms of Michael Bay crazy action epicness, and this scene here with the carrier just in half is insane. Again, it remains to be seen if this stuff will make it into multiplayer. We're going to know in just a little bit, as there is a multiplayer release today, so we'll find out some more information. You'll see here that your squad mate is carrying an M4. Not like that's a big surprise, although I don't know if we've had M4 confirmation yet. We probably did actually see it in the other single player gameplay, but just in case you're wondering, the M4 is in the game. So here we are on the deck of an aircraft carrier. You got all this awesome particle physics going on. Just the physics engine with the F-18s sliding off the deck of the carrier, the sea, giant waves crashing, and of course there's going to be a firefight. And here we see the new Battlefield 4 spotting mechanism. I hope to see this in multiplayer. It should reduce the spotting spamming because it takes a little bit longer. You have to take down your primary. Speaking of primaries, check out this gun here. This is the AK5. It could be the AK5C. There's a few variations of this weapon. Now, although AK5 sounds like it's a Russian gun, part of the AK family, it's actually a Swedish gun, which was modified from a Belgian gun, originally the FNC, and basically the AK5, as far as I understand, is a cold climate assault rifle designed to be easy to use with large snow gloves. The mags have pretty big grips on them, and that sort of thing. So it's supposed to work well in cold climates. Now here we're going to pick up a light machine gun, and I'm kind of excited to see that this gun made it into the game. Although it has the world's dumbest name, the Ultimax 100, it also has a side flip sight, and you're going to see it right here. We put the side flip sight on and you get some magnification using the same EOTech sight on the front. So you use the sights from the EOTech and you use the magnification from the flip magnification sight. Kind of a cool option to have in the game, so it allows you to use a red dot sight, and if you want more magnification you just flip up the magnification sight. Really curious to see how this mechanic works in Battlefield. But back to the Ultimax 100. This is a light machine gun designed by Singapore, and it is designed to have very low recoil for a light machine gun platform. So it'll be interesting to see how Battlefield 4 incorporates the extremely mitigated recoil on this weapon. And if you're paying attention, when we switch back to the AK5 gun there for a second, it also had those 45-degree angle iron sights on the side, so you can hold the gun sideways to use those. I really like all the sight options that they're bringing. Alright, so we're jumping off the aircraft carrier towards this fast attack craft. Now, I know that the Iranian Navy uses these fast attack craft, and they're supposed to be extremely lethal because they carry weaponry on them that can basically go through the holes of larger ships. So driving these things around in smaller groups, they can actually be very effective against larger fleets of ships. And you'll notice if you're watching the side of these patrol boats here that there is the Chinese star on there, so we know that these boats do belong to China. They're not, at least as far as we know, in cahoots with any other militaries, although We'll have to see how the story progresses, but we at least know that these specific boats do belong to China. Now, we are using a 30mm heavy machine gun to take out this boat here, and then we switch it up to a tow missile. And you'll watch this rocket here takes out that patrol boat in one shot. So I can't wait to see these things show up in multiplayer. These look like a ton of fun. It'll be interesting to see how you can work with teammates between driving and gunning. Anyway, that's it for this little sneak peek of the single player from the E3 event. Tune in more. There's going to be plenty of more press stuff on the way. As always, thanks for watching. This is LevelCap, signing off.